Oo. Okay, so good morning, guys. This is the video lecture on chapter 3, gender discrimination in sports. Okay, so this is just but a very brief topic, no? And from the very title itself, gender discrimination. So kumbaga parang titingnan natin kung meron pa ba na kumbaga cases of discrimination, no, between genders. So when I say genders, we don't only refer to males and females, no? So uh, sa Pilipinas ba, sa konteksto natin sa Pilipinas, nakikita nyo ba na meron pa rin kumbaga parang diskriminasyon, no? May pinipili ba ang ating mga sports league, ang ating mga tawag dyan, competitions, no? Pagdating sa kung sino ang mas priority, no, sa sports, ang mga lalaki lang ba? Ang mga babae lang ba? Meron din bang mga sports event para sa mga other genders, no? So, like the LGBTQ, lesbians, gays, bisexuals, no? Queer, no? So yung community, LGBTQ community natin, no? Naisasali din ba sila sa larangan ng sports? Okay? So that's the very concept of gender discrimination in sports. Now, for this particular topic, no, there are actually how many objectives I've set in here? 4 objectives. So, tingnan natin kung ano ang konsepto ng gender discrimination at we'll try to understand whether these occur, no? Ito ba ay nangyayari? Ito ba ay nakikita sa larangan ng sports? Okay? And we will also cite legal frameworks, no? Ano-ano ang mga batas? Meron bang mga batas sa Pilipinas, lalo na, o di kaya worldwide? Meron bang framework worldwide na nagpo-promote ng gender equality? Kasi yun ang gusto natin as much as possible, that there would be gender equality. Meaning to say, when it comes to sports, no, every gender should be well represented or should be exposed, no? So nabibigyan ng opportunity hindi lang ang mga kalalakihan, hindi lang din ang mga kababaihan, kundi ang ibang mga genders din pagdating sa larangan ng sports. And in here, we will also try to look into the roles of women in sports, no? And at the same time, examine gender-related issues, particularly gender discrimination. Okay? So in here, we first try to understand, we have to have equal understanding of what gender discrimination is, no? So it says here, gender discrimination is when someone is treated unequally or disadvantageously based on their gender, but not necessarily in a sexual nature. Okay? So kapag sinabi nating sex, male, female yun. Pagiging babae, pagiging lalaki. Pag sinabi nating sex, we just look unto the sex organ that is in between our legs. So, no lalaki niya, usin na, no babae niya, pepet na, kun na niya. Okay? Pag gender, it does not talk of the physiology, it does not talk of the physical aspect, no? But it actually looks into social ascriptions as to how we view ourselves, no? So it's sabi dito, the characteristics that a society or culture delineates as masculine or feminine. No? So, masculinity, femininity, although these are the traditional genders, no? Marami ng mga nagsisipulputang mga ibang genders ngayon. At kung titingnan nga natin yung sinasabi nating LGBTQ+. Okay? So, this includes harassment, no? Kapag mga bakla ang naglaro ng basketball, no? Ano ba ang mga napapansin niyo? Parang katuwaan lang, no? Kumbaga parang hindi natin sineseryoso. Bakit? Kasi hindi naman sila kasing galing ng mga lalaki. Okay? Yung term, yung remarks na hindi naman sila kasing galing ng mga lalaki, ma'am, hindi nga sila nagdi-dribble eh, no? Kumbaga parang pasahan na lang and then shoot na agad, no? So that's a discrimination. When you try to compare the skill of a man, a real man, to a gay, that is in itself a discrimination. Okay? Bakit? Because the remarks comes or the remarks, no, yung sinasabi mo, ay hindi kasi sila kasing galing mga lalaki, ma'am. That is based on sex. Oh, you're trying to compare, or not necessarily sex, you're trying to compare them, their skills based on their gender identity. Okay? Yung sinasabi nyo, ay yung mga bakla pag nag-Becky Ball sila, palamya-lamya sila para silang mga babae. Those are also tawag dito, unacceptable remarks, or which actually could form part of what we call discrimination. Gender discrimination is often rooted in preconceived false societal and personal notions about what gender is. Okay? And how gender should look, or how gender is performed, no? So 'di ba ang society natin, ang community natin, sinasabi na kapag mga babae, they are soft spoken, medyo mabagal silang gumalaw, no? Ano pa ba ang mga ano natin sa mga babae, no? They are weakling, they are weaker, the weaker sex, no? So those are actually gender discrimination remarks. Okay? So I hope you have understood what it meant by gender discrimination. When there is an unequal treatment based on gender, no? When a gender is put at a disadvantage status, no? Just simply because of the identity, the gender identity that they exude. Okay? So that would be more of gender discrimination manifestations. Now, there are several gender issues, no? Or when we talk of gender discrimination in sports, these are some of those which you could observe. Ito yung mga nakikita hindi lang sa Pilipinas kundi sa ibang bansa, no? So, una, sabi dito, unequal pay and working conditions as compared to the male counterpart, no? Lalong-lalo na sa US, sa mga European countries, no? May mga sports league na mas mataas ang pay at mas maayos ang working condition ng mga lalaking atleta kumpara sa mga babaeng atleta, no? Kaya kung kayo ay mag-search actually sa internet, may mga mababasa kayong article na women in sports, no, those who are in the field of sports would actually go out in the roads, no, and strike, no, yung kumbaga parang mawilgada na they want actually equal or fair treatment when it comes to compensation, no? So parang I came across an article na yung US volleyball team ata, no, na mga babae. Okay? Parang they actually may ikinaso sila, no? Kinaso nila ang kanilang, meron silang kumbaga parang they filed a complaint, and the complaint would refer unto their desire na pumantay ang kanilang nakukuhang benepisyo, no, doon sa male counterpart nila. Anong ibig mong sabihin, ma'am? Kasi they found out na yung mga male volleyball players ay mas mataas ang nakukuhang benepisyo kumpara sa kanilang mga babaeng hindi pala volleyball, soccer pala, no? So soccer, sorry. I could give you the link of that, no? I've read an article na female soccer players in the US actually filed a complaint against the legislators, I think, no? Or basta meron silang kinasuhan na parang sector of the government sa US. At yung complaint nila has to do with their intent na pumantay man lang kahit papaano yung benepisyo at compensation na nakukuha nila compared to their male counterparts, no? So gusto nilang pumantay, ano nakukuha ng mga lalaking soccer players, dapat ganun din kami. no? So yun yung isa sa mga indikasyon na meron at merong nangyayaring ganon. Dito sa Pilipinas, I'm not so sure on who is paid much, no? So say for example sa basketball, diba may mga basketball women din, no? Pag basketball men ba, kaya mas mataas kaya ang nakukuha nilang benepisyo compared sa mga basketball women. So yun yung issue dito. Okay? Another is underrepresentation of women in sports. No, what do we mean by that? Kung susumahin ninyo, kung i-obserba ninyo between genders, no? Well represented ba halimbawa ang mga babae? O mas marami ba ang babaeng atleta, or sa Pilipinas mas marami pa rin ang mga lalaki, no? Sa Pilipinas parang hindi masyadong problema 'yan. Bakit? Kasi there is a significant number of women who are involved in sports, no? So actually kung mapapansin niyo, andito sa next slide sina Marjeline Didal, si Yuka Saso, no? Sino pa to? Nesty Petesio and Heidelin Diaz, no? So in the field of golf, in the field of skateboard, in the field of boxing, na ito ay mga panglalaking at sports, no? Weightlifting kay Heidelin Diaz. Pero ito ay pinasok na rin ng mga babaeng atleta. At dito sa Pilipinas, mukhang hindi masyadong problema yung representation, number of women who are involved in sports. Kasi kahit papano nakikita natin na merong mga kababaihan na engage into sports. Okay, lack of recognition. Hindi sila masyadong napapansin. Kumbaga parang kung minsan kinukumpara ang galing nila with their male counterparts. No, ganun ba yun? No, nakikita nyo ba yun sa Pilipinas? No, I doubt. No? Pero kasi kung makikita natin, mga tanyag ang mga female athletes sa Pilipinas, di ba? Napansin ba ninyo? No? That they are actually recognized not only in the country but even worldwide. Okay? Now, female athletes also have to deal with how they are perceived by the public. Men who play professional sports are seen as heroes who live and breathe their game. However, women are often viewed as mothers or wives first and athletes second. Oh? So laging nakakabit doon sa pagiging babae yung kanilang mga functions as babae. Kumbaga secondary lang yung kanilang function as athletes, no? So yun ang point dito. So still that is a gender discrimination behavior. Gender stereotypes, no? Female athletes are objectified and sexualized. Their looks garnering more press than their skills. Kumbaga hindi nakikita yung kagalingan nila doon sa kanilang larangan, doon sa sports, sa field sa sports field nila. Ang mas nakikita ay yung hubog ng kanilang katawan. Halimbawa, mga volleyball players, no? Mas na-appreciate nyo ba yung galing nila? Sino bang mga sikat na volleyball players? O sina Valdez, no? So, yun ba ang tinitingnan nyo tuwing naglalaro sila, or yung iksi ng kanilang shorts, yung hubog ng kanilang katawan, no? So, kung gender stereotyping yan, kumbaga parang mas striking para sa inyo yung kanilang looks at yung kanilang body figure kaysa sa kanilang skill. Okay. Now, sexual harassment. May mga cases pa rin ba ng sexual harassment, ma'am? Well, there are. These are realities. Meron at merong mga female or kahit mga gays, no? Or mga lesbians kaya. Meron din kaya silang, may mga pagkakataon kaya na nahaharas din sila. These are still possibilities. Now, para ma-cure ito, sa Pilipinas, meron tayong mga batas. At meron ding, kumbaga, parang standard framework. Meron ding basis sa international level. No? So, dito sa Pilipinas, no, we have the Magna Carta for Women or Republic Act 9710. No? This actually has somewhat brought light and hope for Filipino female athletes or kahit mga other genders, no, who are engaged into the sports field, no. Pero ito kaya nga Magna Carta for Women. kumbaga para ang advantage ito ay naisabatas para protektahan ang mga kababaihan, no? Protektahan ang interes ng mga kababaihan. Now, slide 6, I think until slide 8 would point out the specific provision of this Magna Carta for women that is related to the what do you call this, to policies, no, which would point out to the rights of women in sports. Okay? Now, tingnan natin isa-isa. Sabi dito under Section 14 of RA 9710, the state shall develop, establish, and strengthen programs for the participation of women and girl children in competitive and non-competitive sports as a means to achieve excellence, promote physical and social well-being, eliminate gender role stereotyping, and provide equal access to the full benefits of development for all persons regardless of sex, gender identity, and other similar factors. So ito pa lang na section na to ay kumbaga makikita na natin yung purpose ng batas na bigyan ng equal access. So ibig sabihin, kung babalikan natin yung definition natin ng gender discrimination, sabi natin there is gender discrimination if either if any gender is actually treated unequally or unfairly, di ba? If they are put into a disadvantage, lalong-lalo na sa larangan ng sports. Pero dito pa lang sa section 14 ng RA 9710, sinasabi niya na walang kinikilingang gender, no? Kumbaga lahat ay dapat mabigyan ng pagkakataon na makipag-participate sa kung anumang sports. Competitive man yan or non-competitive. Okay? Now, moving further, still on RA 9710, okay? Sabi dito, all sports-related organizations shall create guidelines that will establish and integrate affirmative action as a strategy and gender equality as a framework in planning and implementing policies, budgets, programs, and activities relating to the participation of women and girls in sports. Meaning to say that the government actually has to look into certain policies and create or craft programs or activities that would include women and girls. No? Kumbaga, dapat merong mga pulisiya, no? Ito ay mandatory, yung term niya ay shall create, no? So ibig sabihin minamandate niya ang mga sports organizations na kumbaga gumawa ng mga programa at ng mga pulisiya, mga guidelines na kung saan ang mga kababaihan ay dapat makiparticipate sa sports. Okay? Kaya nga siguro kung napansin ninyo dito sa level natin, mga intercollegiate competition, pagdating ng college intrams, campus intrams, o kahit sa university meet, no? Well represented ang mga babae. No? Meron tayong volleyball women. Meron pa nga tayong Becky Ball, di ba? Kung naalala ninyo nung campus intrams, okay? Now, to move further, the state will also provide material and non-material incentives to local government units, media organizations, and the private sector for promoting, training, and preparing women and girls for participation in competitive and non-competitive sports, especially in local and international events, including but not limited to the Palarong Pambansa, Southeast Asian Games, and the Olympics. Now, ang tanong, sa mga sports events na to, local and international, may mga nakikita ba kayong representatives ng mga babae? Meron. Diba? So, representative ng Pilipinas, meron. Diba? Yung mga binanggit kong mga pangalan kanina, those are international women athletes who had represented the country in international sports events. Okay? Still on RA 9710, no sports event or tournament will offer or award a different sports prize. Okay, ito na dito na papasok yung concept ng equal benefit. So, kahit na babae o lalaki na sports competition, no, sports event, no, dapat ay parehas ang premyo with respect to its amount of value to women and men winners in the same sports category, no? So, for example, basketball men, basketball women, mas mataas dapat ba yung magiging price ng basketball men? No. Sabi dito, no. No? Provided that the said tournament, contest, race, match, event, or game is open to both sexes. Okay? So, irrespective of the sex, there has to be equal opportunity for compensation and benefits. Ano pa? The state shall also ensure the safety and well-being of all women and girls participating in sports, especially but not limited to trainees, reserve members. Okay, so dito papasok yung role ng state, no? Ng bansa natin, no? Na to safeguard the well-being of all those who participate in the sports, and that includes women and girls. Okay. Even in the level of schools, colleges, universities, or any learning institution, they shall take into account its total women student population in granting athletic scholarship. Okay? So dito sa CSU, wala naman siguro, never pa ako nakarinig ng issue na hindi pinaboran o hindi binigyan ng pagkakataon ang mga kababaihan na maging maging varsitarian, no? Yung kumbaga parang they are able to avail scholarship out of their engagement to sports, no? So lahat ng mga university athletes, I'm not so sure if this is the case, but as far as I know, no, lahat ay binibigyan ng pagkakataon para mag-avail ng scholarship, lalong-lalo na yung athletic scholarship. Okay? There shall be a pro rata representation. Ibig sabihin, kino-consider, no? So kung ilan ang porsyento ng kababaihan na enrolled, dapat ay meron siyang yun ang indicator nila kung ilan din ang pwedeng matanggap na scholars. Okay. The PSC as the sole sports institution mandated to implement sports policies and programs has been fulfilling these through the Gender and Development Program. No? So kumbaga, yung PSC, meron tayong tinatawag na Gender and Development Advocacy. No? So ito ang nag-i-ensure lahat actually ng ahensya ng gobyerno, guys. Lahat ng ahensya ng gobyerno, merong GAD unit, Gender and Development Unit. No? Kaya kung napansin niyo kapag may search for Mr. CSU, Miss CSU, meron din tayong representatives ng gays and lesbians. Diba? Okay, so ito ay parte ng GAD advocacy ng bawat government agency, which is still is aligned or which is still would target the elimination of gender discrimination. Okay. Now, yun na mga naunang slides sa Pilipinas yun. Ito naman, slides 9 and 10 actually would talk about what's the standard, what's the framework in the international level. Dito papasok si International Olympic Committee. Okay? So sino si International Olympic Committee? Ito ay non-profit organization, international siya, at saka independent siya. Ibig sabihin, walang, kumbaga parang, it's kumbaga organization siya, guys, ng mga iba't ibang representatives ng mga bansa. Ma'am, kasama ba ang Pilipinas? Yes, kasama ang Pilipinas. Actually, nung nag-search ako tungkol sa IOC, no, ang International Olympic Committee, meron silang sariling website. Kung gusto nyong tingnan kung sino-sino ang mga atleta, halimbawa ng Pilipinas, na member ng IOC, ma-access nyo yan. Tingnan ninyo, IOC members per country. Makikita nyo, kasama doon si Mikey Kuwangko Jaworski. Kilala nyo siya? So, siya si artista siya, no? Pero si Equestrian ba yon yung nangangabayo? Okay. So member siya ng IOC. Okay? Now, the IOC is the supreme authority of the Olympic movement. It is responsible for coordinating the relations and actions of all members of the Olympic movement, including the National Olympic Committees, international federations, athletes, organizing committees for the Olympic Games, TOP partners, broadcasting partners, and agencies of the United Nations. So ito ay kumbaga parang organization na kung saan it coordinates, no, with all its membering organizations. No? So kumbaga, may mga representatives din ang iba't ibang movements or committees na kumbaga parang saklaw ng IOC, no? So the IOC is committed to addressing the challenge and to supporting Olympic movement stakeholders to find pathways for more women to reach the highest levels of coaching. So kumbaga, in terms of women participation to sports and even what do you call this, the opportunity given for women to be trained and coached so they could participate well in sports. This also form part of the programs of the IOC. Now, para mas lalo ninyong makita kung paano related si IOC sa elimination of gender discrimination, you look into the IOC framework. I uploaded this in your GC, and I will try to share it on screen para makita lang natin yung mga kumbaga parang principles, no? Yung principles na kailangan nating maintindihan. At dito actually, pag nakita nyo yung principles, okay, I don't know if you could see it on your screen, but I'm now sharing the file which I also sent in your GC. Okay, so gusto ko lang tingnan ninyo, ito yung mga principles. Principles 1 hanggang 10. 1 hanggang 10. Okay? So there are 10 principles under the IOC framework. At lahat ng principles na to, ang pinaka tema, no, is ito, fairness, inclusion, and non-discrimination on the basis of gender identity and sex variations. Okay? So, sinasabi dito, we can engage into sports, we can practice sports without discrimination. So we give equal opportunities to all genders and sexes. Okay? So you just study these principles, tingnan niyo kung anong ibig sabihin yan. Inclusion, ibig sabihin inclusive, no? Walang kinikilingan, lahat pwedeng maki-involve at magmembro sa isang sports organizations. Okay? It's part of our constitutional right, no? So we are free actually to engage into any organization, okay? Provided that these are also within the bounds of the law. These organizations would still be within the bounds of the law. Okay? Prevention of harm, no? Hindi porket babae, bakla o tomboy, mas exposed sila sa harm compared sa mga lalaki. Remember, ang kailangan natin ay equal and fair treatment. So, kung ang tinitingnan ay yung well-being ng mga lalaking atleta, ganun din sa ibang genders or sexes. Non-discrimination. Okay? We give fair treatment, no, pagdating sa technical rules. Kung ano yung technical rules ng laro, that would be applied to everyone. So irrespective of the gender and the sex. Fairness. Oh, I'm sure you know what it meant by that. No presumption of advantage. So it does not mean din na porket babae, mas advantage sila, mas treated sila fairly kasi mga babae yan, mga treasures, mga dapat mas alagaan sila compared sa mga lalaki. Hindi naman ganun. So no one should be disadvantaged. No? This is applicable sa mga babae at sa mga lalaki din. Okay? So you just read the rest of it for as long as ang pinofocus lang naman dito ay yung fairness, inclusion, and non-discrimination niya. Okay? So that ends our topic on gender discrimination in sports. Now, as for your assignment, no, you try to observe or siguro perhaps based on your own experiences in the Philippines, no, sa level pa lang ninyo na sa campus, sa college, for example, kung ikaw ay college athlete, no, kung ikaw ay atleta na nag-represent na ng CHK sa campus sports event, for example, no, had there been experiences, did you ever have experiences of discrimination, no? Harassment, uh, that there had been instances where you were not treated fairly, you were not included because on the basis of your gender or your sex, no? So you try to think about this and reflect, no, kung meron pa bang gender discrimination despite of this enactment of RA 9710. Okay, so this we will process, no, as we assume the class after the holiday. Okay, so that would end actually the video lecture. Get ready for your midterm exam. The coverage would be chapters 1, 2, 3. So kasama itong diniscuss natin. Okay? So have a nice day and have a safe Holy Week.